this fly tying video. Today we're going to tie the Antron Wax Worm. The hook I'm using is the Hanák 360 BL. This is a size 12. The thread is the Uni 6/0 in white, just to build up the shape. To start this fly, I'm going to put down just some turns of lead-free wire. This one is 0.015. So I'll start here at the back, putting down 10 turns or so, and then break it off at both ends. And to secure it, I'll add some glue over top. And then position this to be right over the hook point. Once it's dry, we can start at the eye of the hook and put down a layer of thread. And make sure to go over the wire. And we'll go back here to the bend, cut off the tag, and we can continue down a little bit. And here you decide how long your fly should be. Then for the main material for this Antron Wax Worm is Antron yarn. And for this size 12 you should take 15-16 centimeters. Then we'll tie this in here at the back, extending the length of the body. So tie it in at the back and take touching turns to bind down all the material. If you have any strands sticking out, we can just cut these off. And here we can continue binding it down, and at the same time this will build up the shape of the body. The next material is some tinsel. Here I will go for gold, holographic. This is to imitate a waxworm, or you could go with chartreuse to imitate a caddis pupa, or any other color should work. Here, take a good amount of tinsel. This could be used for multiple flies, and we'll tie this in on our side and take it down to right above where we tied in the Antron yarn. And this too we want to bind down the length of the body, and here we'll continue to build up the shape. We want this to be tapered from the back to the middle and then taper down to the front again. Once you're happy with the shape, give your bobbin a counterclockwise turn to flatten the thread, and this way we can smooth out all bumps and make for a nice smooth underbody. This way it's easier to wrap the tinsel. Here we can adjust the fly to a horizontal position, then a half edge. We'll start building up with touching turns of tinsel and go up to where you left the thread. And when you reach this point, a hook eye behind the eye, we can tie it off with some quite heavy turns. Then in front and cut it off. Here another half edge to make sure that the thread doesn't come undone. The last thing to do is to spin this Antron yarn, and this should be quite heavily spun. I spin it counterclockwise and then start making touching turns up the body. The first one is usually the most difficult. So make sure to get this started right. And then touching turns up the body and continue spinning the Antron to form this segmented body. And as we go, we can tighten it more and more to build up even more the shape. And on the way down we can loosen up the turns a little, and then when you reach the thread, tie it off, then cut it off close. This rest piece can be used to do some dubbing or use for another fly. Then tidy up the head and whip finish. Now we can adjust the fly again. Take your favorite UV resin and we will put down a quite thick coat all over the Antron. This will then soak down into the Antron and you'll see what will happen. Then with the dubbing needle, come in and move the resin around to coat all over the fly. And here, as the UV resin soaks in to the fibers, the tinsel underneath starts to shine through, giving the fly a real lifelike appearance, and it gives a really nice segmentation as well as some shimmer underneath. When you're happy with the shape, set it with a UV torch. And here, if you have any loose fibers, we can cut these off. Then what I like to do is to apply a thin coat of hard as nails all over the resin. You could use the same technique for Euro-style nymphs, here on a size 10 with a tungsten bead. And here I have one already done. So for this next and last part of the fly, I'm going to use a thinner thread. This one is from Semperfli. It's the Nanosilk 80 in beige. So we'll start the thread right behind the eye, just securing it, then cut off the tag, then grab your favorite dubbing. For me it's this Hare in March Brown, and for this I'm going to use the split thread technique. So take your bobbin, spin it counterclockwise, at the same time we can pull down on the thread. When you feel it's flat, take your dubbing needle, split it in two. Then we want to take a small pinch of dubbing and put it between the thread. And this should be enough. Then close it and spin the bobbin clockwise again to cord the thread and trap all the fibers. Then starting here just at the back, wind it forward, and for each turn pull the dubbing back. This way it won't get in the way when we're going to tie this off. So there we have our dubbing color. Now pull everything back, some turns to build up a small head, and then whip finish. And there we have the Antron Wax Worm. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for liking and commenting. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. See you next time, and happy tying.